Today we have a message for you, and I trust that you'll receive it in kind, and I trust that you'll receive it in kindness. Thank you for being my friend. Wherever you're watching this, whatever time it is where you are, be it the rising, the afternoon, or evening, we thank you for being. And you could have been anywhere, but you're here today, even if you're on that replay. And if you're on the replay, go ahead and hashtag replay. If you're live, go ahead and hashtag live just so we know we see you. We see you. Today's message is on the law of compensation. Have you ever heard of this? There was a while, I didn't know that this was actually a law. We have a lot of different laws that we talk about in, the Kabbalion and Hermetic philosophy, the law of vibration. Everything vibrates, nothing rests. The world is an ocean of motion. The law of correspondence, as within, so without, as above, so below. The law of polarity, different degrees on the same spectrum. The law of rhythm, things have a rhythm in life. Things go back and forth. The pendulum swings this way, it's going to swing back that way, And the law of gender, there's a masculine and feminine to everything. But what about the law of compensation? What does that mean to you when it means to be compensated? Or that there is a law that can be activated called the law of compensation. And have you seen this law in effect in your life? We got a message from the Curious community. Shout out to the Curious community. Go check them out. They put up these wonderful laws. And the law of compensation, we see the universal law, the law of cause and effect applied to blessings and abundance. Do you feel blessed and abundant, my friend? Do you feel opulent? Do you feel prosperous? Do you feel wealthy, healthy, and wise? These are provided for us. The visible effects of our deeds are given to us in gifts, money, inheritances, friendships, and blessings. We are often able to say, at least I'm able to say, I'm too blessed to be stressed. Why wake up stressing when every day is a blessing, right? And I feel so compensated. I feel so full. And every cell in my body is so satiated when it comes to giving that they say the secret to living is giving. I feel like it was Tony Robbins I heard say that. So what do you feel in your body, in your bones, when you hear the word compensation? That you are compensated, and do you believe that you are compensated for everything that you put out, everything that you project, everything that you throw out there, that you boomerang into the universe, into the cosmos? Do you feel like it comes back to you in some form or fashion? I've seen it so many times when it comes to just giving, even never asking anything in return, just giving for the sake. Some of the people that really struck me the most were the monks and nuns from Myanmar, Burmese monks and nuns that I spent time with in California, that took me in just from a meditation seminar that I attended and asked me, hey, would you want to come to our meditation center? And I said yes. And I asked them later on, after like months of them having me with them, where they would have the meditation mat over here, say, oh, you can sleep over here. They opened the fridge for me, said, anything in here, you can have this. You can eat anything you want. This is yours, this is yours, this is yours, right? And I never felt love like that from complete strangers. They didn't know me. They had no idea who I was, but they just accepted me in their place, in their dwellings. And it just really melted my heart. It was like, wow, like these people, they never met me before. Like, how could they be so loving? And I wasn't receiving that kind of love from even my own family members at the time, who didn't even want me, at their place, But these people that I had just met, literally just had an interaction with, were welcoming me into their monastery, and just saying like, here, you can practice meditation, like here, use this environment for your benefit, So, wow, and they told me, because I asked them later on, like, what made you choose me? Like I was special, right? Like what out of everybody, like what made you invite me over here? And you know what they said? They said, we would have done the same for anybody. The only difference was you said yes. We've invited so many people over here, and a lot of people, they say no. They deny us for whatever reason. Maybe they're somewhere on their journey and they're just not open to receiving, but you said yes, and that was the difference. And I said, wow, like, who wouldn't say yes? Like, look at this place, They said you'd be surprised. So it's very interesting, the things that can come back to you when you freely give, you freely receive. When you are open to give, you open yourself to receive. We also have, there was a period of time back last year in, I think around May, where there were these things called loom circles going on. Did you remember that? I don't know if y'all were into that, but I definitely was into this. This was a sort of a game that people were playing, but it was also a collaborative effort. They were called abundance circles, loom circles, or mandalas. And people would join this. You see in this one, my name is in the middle. So I was in several of these things last year, and I thought it was wonderful. I was like, wow, this is genius. People coming together at this time in this pandemic, when people are losing their jobs, people are losing opportunities, people are finding like so many things to complain about. And here we have found something come out the blue, right? Where we're coming together in these circles, giving each other money, because that's the way that you got on the outer ring there, is you had to put in. So this particular circle, I think, was maybe $25 you would put in, and your name would be on the outer circle. And then on the next round, you would go into the inner circle, and the next round you'd go to the inner triangle, and the next round you'd be in the middle. So your $25, by the time you got in the middle, you'd receive $25 from everyone on the outer ring. And that's the way it went like that. So at the end of this round, I received $200. Because I got, 25, 25, 50. So $200 from complete strangers sometimes. And it was all about giving. It was all about giving. And it was very interesting, to see the dynamic between people who did this thing for different reasons. A lot of people thought it was a scam. It definitely wasn't a scam to me. I actually was very abundant for putting out this energy. It always came back. But then the people who were able to trust and able to not be so skeptic, they were able to benefit and help others. A lot of people, they would take what they received from these abundance circles and they would give them to charities. They would give them to other people in different places. And some people would use them to pay their bills. I remember a lady was telling me like, yeah, I'm paying my bills. I'm feeding my children with this money. I'm using this, But the only way she got in was by giving. So it's very interesting how we can come together if we want to, if we desire. And given the right motivation, we can give. Only by giving are you able to receive more than you already have. Jim Rohn, do you believe that? Only by giving can you receive more than you already have. It's interesting. We talk about opening the door. When there's air inside a room, the quicker you can open the door and let the air flood out the room is the quicker the room will be filled with air, right? It's just like the stream that gives and gives back. It's giving to the ocean, it's receiving. Neither is filled, neither is empty. They're both constantly giving to each other. So how can we give? And in giving, you are receiving. They say kindness is its own reward. So how does this quote speak to you, my friend? That only by giving, you are able to receive more than you have already. Giving opens the way for receiving. Florence Scovel Shinn, author of The Game in Life and How to Play It. The Game of Life and How to Play It. Yeah, wonderful book. Giving opens the way for receiving. That if you're wanting, ask yourself, who can I give? Right? If you're feeling low, ask yourself, who can I lift? Who can I encourage? Who can I bless? If you're feeling lack, ask yourself, who can I serve? What value can I put out? Right? They talk about wealth is a matter of value creation. The more people you serve, the more wealthy you are. I think that's even in the Tao. Yeah, that's in the Tao. The more he gives, the wealthier he is. The happier he is. Yeah, it's right there. So a lot of these answers are staring us right in the face. If you've ever felt the feeling of scarcity, the feeling of not being enough, go encourage somebody. Go lift somebody up. Go give somebody a kind word. Go smile, right? You are always in a position to give. I will believe that forever. That there has never been a position that I've been in my life that was so low that I couldn't give anything. You can always give something. If you think about it, you always have something that you can give. And that means that's always something that someone can receive from you, my friend. So don't be ashamed to give. The law of giving, very simple. If you want joy, give joy. If love is what you seek, offer love. If you crave material affluence, help others become prosperous. Deepak Chopra. It's interesting how for the longest time I didn't understand this law. The law of compensation. I didn't understand that I could simply give what I was seeking. The things that I wished would come my way. Why don't these things happen to me, right? Why don't I feel this? If I had only known that all I had to do was give what I was seeking to receive it in kind. Have you found this to be true in your life? That when you opened yourself to give, there you received. There it was. It was right there, just waiting for you to open your hand, right? Open your palm. You had that closed fist. You wanted to hold on so tightly to something. But then when you let that fist be open, you gave it. Look what came back to you. It's so interesting that whenever we give, we are actually in the same position to receive. You ever think about that? When you give, you're in the same position to receive. So it's funny enough, how there were times when I was really low in life, coming off of a relationship, feeling depressed, and being with those monks and nuns, I learned to appreciate life in new ways. Learned about mindfulness, learned about detachment, learned about the law of impermanence nature, and learned about the beauty of impermanence. And realized that I never needed to be afraid to die. That it's because nothing is permanent that I got to exist. And when I understood these things, I had so much love for myself in new ways that I'd never had before. And when I came back to Texas, someone came to me and they looked at me and they said they saw me beaming. I've never seen energy like that. I've never seen anybody's auras, but they said they looked at me and they saw me beaming for miles. That's what they told me. And I believe it was all the love that I was giving myself. That love came back to me in the form of another person. And I'm telling you, I had never before ever been in a relationship like this where everything was taken care of. I wanted for nothing. They just gave me all this love. They were just pouring love into me. And it was almost like shocking at first. I was like, whoa, nobody's ever treated me like this. But I realized later on that it was because I gave it to myself. So it was being given to me. So also, that's another question for you, my friend. What love are you giving yourself that you are looking for outside as well? And life's persisted and most urgent question is, what are you doing for others? What are we doing for others? Asking ourselves, what more can I do? How more can I serve? Who more can I give? And not thinking about what comes back in return, because as we're discovering, it's coming back anyway. That there are no wasted acts, there are no small acts in an infinite universe. Everything you put out comes back. Everything counts. Even the things that no one sees. Even the things that go on behind closed doors when no one is watching, right? It all counts, my friend. It all counts. So, yeah, I remember there have been times in my life, stories that I've never told anyone, where people have reached out to me, asked me for something, and I just gave it, Might not have even felt like I could have used this for something else, but in that moment I gave. And do you know, in common hours, it didn't take long. It came back to me tenfold. And it might not have been in the form that I gave. It might have come back in another form, but it came back, let me tell you. So there are no wasted efforts when it comes to giving. The secret to living is giving, my friend. So one more time, just letting you know, only by giving are you able to receive more than you already have. Through the law of compensation, ask yourself this question. As I'm living today, what am I giving away? So awesome, y'all. Thank you for joining. Let me see the comment section. Oh, wonderful, everyone. Thank you for being. And thank you for giving your energy, your love, your time, your enthusiasm here. Wow, Loon says, it's all a shift in perspective. Yeah, depends on intention. If you give with the thought of always looking for something in return, then it's operating from a place of lack. However, that doesn't mean that what you're getting back. Exactly, yeah. Very good, very awesome. George says you're a good guy. You're hey man, we all come from somewhere. We all have stories. But I appreciate you. I'm open to receive that compliment. So thank you, brother. Yeah, I did it for the cake, said Looms. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, so you remember those too, Fab. Yeah, those were big at the time. I was in several of them. I was in some big ones too. A lot of $25 looms, 50 looms, and $100 looms where you're just giving. And I'm sure that all those ripples that occurred through all those people giving at one time, just coming together, whether their reasons were selfish or not, it still had an effect. Some people were doing it because they wanted to make money. You quickly saw groups coming together of people like, all right, y'all, let's get this money, let's get this cash, come on. And then there were other groups that were just not about that at all. They were more about the community. Hey guys, how you doing today? How's your energy today? Awesome. Hey, send a picture of where you are. Oh, you're in nature. That's wonderful. People actually talking to each other. And this became a form of networking. I actually networked with a whole bunch of people from all over the world just because of the Loom circles and just because of giving, Brothers of light, there is a sacred land here. Let's bring heaven on earth. Awesome. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Awesome. Look at all this love in here. Look at everybody giving. Thank y'all for interacting with each other and giving all this love here. Interesting. Perfect. V-Don says, helping serve others helps build character as well. Yeah, I do believe it. Giving is kind of like a muscle. It's easier to give once you have given. Once you have already given, it's easier to continue giving, So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Hey. And I trust that you received a nugget that you can take with you and that you can give to somebody else. Tag somebody in this video. Share this with somebody who needs to hear it, be it a friend, a family member, a close loved one, or anybody who you feel would gain value from this message. And thank you for watching. Definitely check out the Open Palm podcast. You'll see that in the bio there above. And also, hit the bell notification if you'd like to know whenever we do these live sessions. This has been the law of compensation. You are always compensated for everything that you put out in life, everything that you project, all the energy that you exude, that you give out, that you put out, it all comes back to you in some form or another. It might not come out in the same form that it went out, but it is coming back. Believe it. So never be ashamed, never be afraid to give, and realize that you're not losing anything. No energy is lost anyway. It's all coming back to you. you know? So keep it in motion, keep it in rotation, keep that energy in circulation, you know? Circulate energy. That's also another tip. Something I do whenever I scan my card, or whenever I do something, a transaction. See, I circulate this. It comes back to me multiplied, you know, because it really does. When you give, you also receive. In that moment, you've already received. It's already manifested. When we believe that time is non-existent, then it's already manifested in your reality. You've already received in the act of giving. And not only are you blessed by receiving, you also bless the person who has given. You allow them the opportunity to build that character, to build that giving muscle, that strength of giving and influencing themselves in new ways. So the giver blesses the one who receives, and the receive blesses the one who gives. It is reciprocal, my friend. Much love to you. Thank you so much for being. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and stay golden, stay blessed. Keep giving, keep living, and we will catch you again very soon.